Today, I'm finishing up with decorating my traveler's notebook cover. If you watched my last video, you'll see how I marbleize the cover with a shaving cream technique. Now I want to finish this cover off with some additional embellishment. Welcome back to Emilee's Paper Caper, where you'll find inspiration and ideas to scrap your stash and get some projects done. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon now so you won't miss any ideas. Now let's dive in with this cover and get it finished up. I thought about leaving the marbleized paint and just calling it done, but I kept having a vision of a different type of cover. So I've decided to play around with my stencils and acrylic paints to continue decorating the cover. I'm using a Dina Wakley stencil to add some black dots here and there with acrylic paint. I can both print with the stencil as well as paint through the stencil. Now I want to choose a spot to use these larger circles. I can paint through the stencil and then turn it over and print with the paint on the front of the stencil. I like the look of this, the reverse technique or the negative technique, whatever you want to call it. It's a quick and easy way to get more life out of the paint you're using. Pressing down on the stencil with a little bit of paper towel, I'm getting more of that paint to transfer. When I lift this up and reveal it, I really like the look. I think this is adding a lot to the background of this cover. Now I'm going to paint the black on and try what they call a reduction technique. Since the paint is still wet, I can go in with a wet baby wipe and rub away some of the paint that's there. This is kind of a unique and interesting look. I don't think I like it too much, and I'm not going to do any more of it, but it definitely is interesting. This left-hand side is the back cover of the Traveler's Notebook, so I think this will look good on the back cover. Since the other stencils were dots and circles, I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I got out a different Dina Wakley stencil and did some horizontal and vertical stripes. I'll give all this black paint plenty of time to dry before I go back in with some white paint. I have some old stencils with words on them that I want to use. First, I'm going to use the word amazing from this stencil. This will be on the back cover of the Traveler's Notebook cover. For the front cover, I'm adding the word life. I chose this because I'll be documenting life in this traveler's notebook. Now that the words are on, I want to add a little white paint with yet another stencil. Since I had already used a lot of circles, I decided to go with this stencil that's kind of a lot of rectangle patterns. I'm both painting through the stencil as well as stamping with the stencil. This gives a variety of looks with the same stencil and adds some depth and character to the design. Now I need to let this white paint dry as well. I'll give it plenty of time. Then I want to go back in with a permanent marker and add some lines and doodles to the cover. I want the words to really stand out, so I'm going to trace them with the permanent marker. Now I want to finish up by decorating the inside of the traveler's notebook cover. I decided to take an ombre type approach using this stencil full of rectangles. I'm going to use the pretty blue and then some white, and I'm just going to ombre across the whole inside of this traveler's notebook cover. This is quick and easy, and I really love these colors together. Here's the reveal. Oh, I love it. This just needs plenty of time to dry. I think I'll let it sit overnight and dry. Here's a look at the completed traveler's notebook. This is one of a kind. It's going to be fun to use. After everything dried, I went in with some stickles to add a little glitter and also added some bright yellow liquid pearls. I've loaded up on the inside with some Dylusions pocket cards and traveler's notebooks. I really like the look of her designs, and the quality of the paper in these notebooks is fabulous. Until next time, keep on scrapping and creating, everybody.